What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Alright guys, first off, you guys probably noticed the wall looks a little different, right? We are putting up some different designs to do a little makeover. The sports flag, the San Fran flag now is in the sports section of the basement, which is on the other side of the camera. So note that there will be new pictures to look at very, very soon. Okay, something I want to talk about for Street Fighter. So first off, the Oni event is done. Okay, HWA is currently going on, so I'm just playing around with this right now, trying to get this done. While I'm doing this, I want to talk about something that's fairly important. Okay, we have a full roster here of Street Fighter 4 characters. Now, if you guys don't know this, Street Fighter 4 has, Street Fighter Duel has the license only for Street Fighter 4. Okay, there is nothing else that's currently available outside of this roster here, except for holiday units, event units, collab units, and original units. Okay, so if we go through the list here, Abel, Adon, Akuma, Balrog, that's one right there that still hasn't come out, most likely going to be next. Blanca, and I'm surprised he's taken so long to come out. Of all the four kings, I thought Balrog would have been one of the first ones. Blanca, Sea Viper, Cammy, Chun-Li, Cody, Dan, DiCaprio. This whole roster is looking pretty familiar, right? DJ, Dalsim, Dudley, E Honda, El Fuerte, Elena, Evil Ryu, Fei Long, Gen, Goken, Guile, Guy, Hakan, Hugo, Ibuki, Jury, Ken, M. Bison, Makoto. Oni just came out. Poison, Rolento, Rose, Rufus, Ryu, Sagat, Sakura, and Seth. Seth is the other unit that has not been currently released. So, in the next 2 months, guys, unless we get collab units in there and we get holiday units for like Halloween or Christmas, we've got 2 official licensed units still left until the entire full roster for the license is over. That's a scary thought. I don't know about you guys, but that to me is a very scary thought. And the reason why it's a scary thought is because the question becomes, what do you do next, right? If we look at it, the other versions of the game had to come out with original characters. And not only that, but they had the license to other Street Fighter games. For example, the CN version has Street Fighter V Ken. Right? We don't. I don't think we're ever going to get that because we don't have the license abilities for it. So our version is dangerously close to completing its original the actual Street Fighter roster. Once that's done, we're going to have to rely on, like I mentioned, collab units, event units, holiday units, and fashion units. And if I remember correctly, there are only probably another handful or more of fashion units still left. There is Fashion Akuma, Fashion Bison, Fashion Vega, Drippy Honda. That's right, that's what I call them. I think that pretty much covers everyone in the fashion department, right? And then I'm trying to think if there's anyone else out there that I might have missed. Oh, Fashion Ryu, right? The one with the white, the Fashion Guile. I think there's a Fashion Guile version as well. So there's a few fashion units, but is that enough, right? And this is kind of my concern. Now, the next thing I want to also talk about is just the state of the game, right? In terms of financials, where is it in terms of like how it's doing so far up to date? And I think the numbers might be a little bit shocking to some of you, or maybe not. Maybe some of you would expect this. So let's take a look here. So Street Fighter Duel Crunchyroll version, Street Fighter Duel A+ version for Android, and then the same thing for Apple, okay? Crunchyroll Android made 600K last month. That's 40,000 less than what it made the month before. So the anniversary didn't do very well, unfortunately. I'm sure they were looking for way higher numbers than this. A+ is where the scary part is. It made only 100K last month during the anniversary. 100K, guys. That's not a lot of money for a mobile game. That's a very scary low number. A+ on the Apple side did even worse. It made 60K. And then Apple's Crunchyroll side made 500K. Now, if you look back every month the numbers continue to decline, right? And the problem is, if they continue to decline at this rapid rate, we're going to be without a game very soon. I had originally thought for sure this game would have lasted minimum 2 years, just because they could have slowed down a little bit on the banners, could have done more events, could have been a little more engaging with what was available, been a little more free-to-play friendly for the actual pity system, and actually put one in place. And I think that may have saved the game a little bit more than it's currently at. But those numbers for a gacha game, guys, is very, very small. And I don't know if it's enough to keep the lights on. So something to note as a player for yourselves, something to think about as a player, obviously, right? If this is your main game, and this is the game that gets you through the day because you've invested so much time and you enjoy the game, keep in mind, no game lasts forever. This game is struggling financially right now, and officially, from a Street Fighter perspective, has only 2 characters left until the official Street Fighter characters are gone, and that is in Balrog and in Seth. Now, how much those 2 will bring to the game in terms of people joining and people being brand new players, I don't think very many. I think, let's be real, Seth is probably equal popularity as Balrog, but they're not the most popular characters. Now, there's of course the concept of perhaps revamping the B Kens and the B Ryus to make them A units so they can become SSS and give them more moves. I think they've done that in another version, and that was something that was talked about, but we don't know if that's real. We don't know if that's going to happen. We don't know if that's an actual plan for the Crunchyroll version, which is what I'm in, because the CN version, as we know, and the other versions, of course, are completely different. And speaking of the CN version, what they did after they ran out of roster characters, they made original characters, and that's something they may have to do, right? They may have to create like the Greek gods, for example. That's what they had in the CN version. So you can see like Ares, you can see Zeus, Athena, etc., right? Collab units. I mean, people are still waiting on the Ninja Turtles. Baki just had a collab with Street Fighter 6, or is planning to have a collab with Street Fighter 6 if it's not going on right now. So that's another one that's a pretty big name that you can bring in. Capcom has a slew of IPs that they could use to garner more interest. Mega Man is a big one. Resident Evil was a big one, right? These are all things that they can do, but are they going to? And that's the thing you have to remember. When VPs and businesses look at financial reports, if the games are doing well, then yes, of course, they're going to put more effort into ensuring they give more of their IPs, bigger IPs, to those games. But if a game is struggling financially, it may not get the support we're looking for. So I'm a little concerned, guys. I don't know how you feel about this, but the fact that there are only 2 Street Fighter characters left, and the fact that the game is struggling financially, which is not a surprise, right? I'm a little worried for the future of Street Fighter Duel. So I'm curious, guys. Let me know what you guys think. You know, I've been keeping up with Discord. I've been keeping up with the community. And I know there's a lot of rumblings. There's still diehards, obviously, that play every day. But more and more people are going to different games. And Crunchyroll, honestly, I think personally are going to focus their attentions elsewhere as well soon. With One Punch Man coming out with closed beta, which I'm hoping to get into, by the way, and cover. I'm very excited for it. They've got a game on their hands that's going to be there for PC and for mobile, and I think with the IP of One Punch Man will be really, really successful for them. So we may see a shift in their support as well. Just a thought. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not, but Street Fighter Duel looks like it's doing a lot worse than it did last month, guys. And those numbers for the anniversary is not a good sign, considering it was probably the most generous they've been in the game ever. All right, guys, this is Payne. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I'll see you guys in the next one.